The gun was a thing of beauty, a marvel of engineering. It was the latest Dacia model, produced on Asto, the most heavy-duty weapon I was allowed to have on a regular civil permit. Theyu had selected it for me, had ordered it, and had personally travelled into town to take delivery of it at the exchange. She had come back to the apartment carrying a big box that drew envious glances from young Dayu and Reader. She had set the box on the table in the living room and opened the lid. She had unpacked the box with a foam mould and packaging material inside, and everyone in my association had come into the room and watched, drooling, as she took the shimmering, virgin weapon out of its packaging. Everyone, that was, except me. I'd been out at some meeting and only heard about the drooling bit when she brought me the weapon in a dedicated arm bracket while we sat at the table at dinner. Irani looked askance at it while unloading her tray onto the table. Her opinion about guns was pretty much in line with mine, but didn't dare ask a top-level spy, 2 former members of the Chief Coordinator's guards, and the other trained members of my association to remove it from the table. She knew enough by now that she would be booed out of the room. So we ate with this shimmering, smooth, high-tech, deadly thing next to my plate. I barely dared touch it. The feel of it in my hands was sort of comfortable, but the comfort was overruled by the overwhelming fear that I'd accidentally hit a wrong button and kill someone. I needed to learn to use it, Theyu had assured me. So after dinner, I went with Veyarda to the shooting range. He taught me all the tricks and technological whiz-bangery that made it almost impossible to miss, at least so he said, and we kept visiting the range every day, until I learned how to use the technology to actually hit the target, at least most of the time. Clearly, the natural talent I had displayed in the past for hitting stuff, like murderous opponents, evaporated quickly when I was not under threat of being killed and the world was not about to explode. The problem was, Veyarda said, that I was enjoying myself too much. Trying to hit a shooting target was strangely stress-relieving, and there had been plenty of stress in my life recently. It was as if my brain was telling me to take it easy and treat this as a game, which Veyarda kept telling me it was not. Guns kill people, blah blah blah. I'd heard him repeat his spiel so many times before, to Reader, to Dayu, to anyone who wanted to hear it, and even some people who didn't. Veyarda took guns seriously. There were severe consequences to guns being used. People died. One got into legal situations. All reasons why I'd preferred not to carry one. Dog meet tail. But eventually, I mastered enough skill that Veyarda judged it safe to take my skills into the wild. We were going on a trip. A hunting trip. In the marshlands, where the Barresh Delta opened into the sea, lived colonies of flying fish that were good eating. Local Pengali fishermen would catch them by throwing a stone in the water to scare the fish and scoop up the ones that broke the surface with a large butterfly net. One could also shoot them. They were extremely good target practice, Veyarda said, because it required one to be fast and accurate. Besides, he had developed a taste for fish. We were to go for a few days, just myself, Theyu, and Veyarda. Nisha had his son to look after, Shadu was running a course about explosives for the benefit of the Barresh guards, and Dayu and Reader were training with her. We weren't going anywhere that required security, so even Evi and Talaris could stay behind. I'd given both of them permission to take time off, hoping they would use it to visit their family on Indrahui, even though I was unsure how many of their family were still alive.